Hey guys, I wanted to come on here and do something I've been meaning to do for a really long time. It's this quarantine has been great for making me tackle things that have been on my to-do list. But I want to talk about what is Reiki. And what inspired me is there was a woman who commented on my Instagram post today that my practice of Reiki is new agey and not consistent with Christianity. And I was really grateful that she asked me that because I recognize that I really need to come out and maybe explain what it is and what it isn't. And so the one thing it is not a religion. It does not require that you believe in any particular god or gods. But that having been said, it does support, I think, most religious beliefs and has the capacity to bring us maybe closer to God or closer to our own practices of religion or spirituality. That having been said, you could completely come to it from a position of science and it would support you there too. So to break it apart, it's a Japanese practice, and the word Reiki is broken down into two words. So the ki portion of it, ki, K-I, is life force energy, universal life force energy. It's the same energy we talk about in Chinese medicine when they talk about qi. Most of us, I think, have heard of that. And coming out of India, in the yoga practice, they call it prana. So ki, chi, prana, same thing, universal life force energy. And this isn't a mystical new age thing. This is science. We have a field of energy that moves around us and through us. We have an electromagnetic field around us, and we are all connected by way of the quantum field. It's quantum physics. We're all a collection of atoms that are vibrating at a frequency, all interconnected with one another, and each one of us vibrates at a frequency. Everything is energy. Every thought, every emotion, every event, everything has an energetic vibration to it. And the idea in energy medicine is that, as we experience heartache, loss, trauma, fears, things like that, things that are lower vibrational, we have the capacity for our energy to become stagnant or to become blocked. And those are the things that would be at the root of disease or depression or anxiety or things like that. So that having been said, the Rei piece of it, R-E-I, means spiritually guided or connected to a source of infinite wisdom and infinite potential. So this is the place where I feel like you could go either way. You could believe that we are part of this quantum field, which is limitless and all interconnected. We're all one. Or you could believe that we are all made in the image and likeness, and that we are all one, made in the image and likeness, and both could be true, and both would be correct, and both would be very much supported by this system of Reiki. So we're coming into this spiritually guided life force energy, right? That is our original energy. That's who we are. Whether you believe it to be science or religion, that's who we are, vibrating at a frequency. But we're also human beings. We know that we have conditioned beliefs, habits, patterns, traumas, things like that govern our behavior, that keep us from always being in our light or being our best self, right? So the practice is about peeling away all the layers of things that aren't us so that we become more connected to that original energy, to source, to that place where we purely are just love and light, and we're all connected to one another. That is what's at the core of Reiki. Okay? And the founder of Reiki gave us 5 precepts to embody that, to embody so that we could become that. So here's the 5 precepts. Do not anger, do not worry, be grateful, be honest and diligent in your work, and be kind and compassionate to yourself and all living things. How could that not be a good thing, right? That supports us in our spiritual practice. It'll support you in a religious practice. And it'll support you if you don't believe in any of that. We just want to be a good person, right? So at the core of the practice is that. And he called those the secret medicine to all disease and the art of inviting happiness. Like if we embodied those 5 things, there would be no illness. There would be no dis-ease or unrest in the mind. I believe that to be true. And what the practice is about tapping back in, plugging back into that original energy, that place where we're all one, we're all light, and peeling away the layers of the other stuff. And what he gave us was some meditations, mindfulness, some mantras, some high vibrational energies that support this in us and remind us of who we are, and then also a hands-on healing practice. The idea being that if we clear ourselves as a channel and we are vibrating at this frequency, that we can share and we can resonate with one another, right? And this can be supported by science too. We know that all over in nature we have synchronicities like that, where you have birds that fly together and fish that somehow swim together and fireflies that somehow will flash at the same time, or crickets that like synchronize their voices. We are all interconnected and we can share energy. And quite honestly, that's been documented, if you want to go religious, in the Bible, that hands-on healing, right? Nuns do it. That gave my mom some comfort. But scientifically, they're showing that this is something that actually does have an impact on anxiety, on pain, on heart rate, blood pressure, things like that. And they've shown Reiki practitioners versus placebo non-Reiki practitioners that there is a difference. And so we're seeing this offered in cancer centers and in hospice care and post-surgically. It really has the ability to be a really relaxing experience one-on-one, but as a self-practice, and most of the people that come to me to learn the practice are on a self-healing journey. They want to be their best selves on a self-practice. It supports us coming back to that original energy, peeling away the layers of all that we are not. So I would encourage you, if you don't have an understanding, but you have a curiosity, that maybe you try one of the meditations, or you try like a one-on-one session, or at least be open to the idea that this might actually not be so scary. I think the place where people kind of get thrown off is that sometimes in the hands-on healing piece, some people, they bring their own thing to it, and maybe they brand it a little bit where they're also using crystals, or they might be using sage or cards, or some people tap into intuition, which is really common in the field, where we tap into visions or messages or things like that. And maybe they are mediumship, right? And so some of those things, I think, are some of the things that might scare some away. But I can assure you that at the core of the practice is nothing more than embodying those 5 precepts so that we can be who we are, love and light. Thanks so much for listening. Hopefully that cleared some things up for you, and I hope to see you soon.